Amen.
Glory to Jesus Christ.
Glory forever.
Joyous feast to you all. We're still in the after feast of the cross. You can see it's still here before us. So let's glory in that time before the cross. We'll bring it. It'll be put away this coming Saturday. So we'll have it through tonight, and then beginning of Vespers, I'll be brought back into the altar on Saturday. This evening, I would like to share with you the life of one of our saints celebrated tomorrow. Not the three that we heard their names tonight, these very hard to pronounce names, Trophimus, Sabbatius, and Dorymedon, but another saint that's celebrated tomorrow, Saint Theodore of Tarsus. And if you know, the Apostle Paul was also from Tarsus, in the Middle East. But you also heard me say he was Archbishop of Canterbury. So how did this person from the Middle East become Archbishop of Canterbury in England? So we're going to hear about that this evening. Saint Theodore was the eighth Archbishop of Canterbury between 668 and 690, and one of England's greatest saints, best known for his reform of the English Church and establishment of a school in Canterbury. He was born in 602 in Tarsus of Asia Minor, the home of the Apostle Paul. In his childhood, Theodore experienced devastating wars between the Eastern Roman and the Persian empires, conflicts that resulted in the capture of the major Christian cities of Antioch, Damascus, and Jerusalem during the years of 613 and 614. Tarsus was captured by Persian forces when Theodore was 11 or 12 years old. There is evidence that Theodore experienced Persian culture. It is likely that he studied at Antioch, the historic home of a distinctive school of exegesis, of which he was a proponent. Theodore also was familiar with Syrian culture, language, and literature, and may also have traveled to Edessa. The Arab conquests, including Tarsus in 637, apparently caused Theodore to move west to Constantinople. There he studied the subjects of astronomy, ecclesiastical computus, astrology, medicine, Roman civil law, Greek rhetoric and philosophy, and the use of horoscope. At some time before 660, Theodore arrived in Rome and joined a community of Greek monks, likely at the monastery of St. Anastasius ad Aquas Salvius, on the road from Rome to Ostia. While in Rome, he added to his already extensive Greek intellectual inheritance knowledge in both sacred and secular Latin literature. In 667, when Theodore was 66 years old, the See of Canterbury in England became vacant. Wigerd had been sent to Pope Vitalian in Rome by Ecgbert, king of Kent, and Oswy, king of Northumbria, to be consecrated archbishop as the successor elected to fill the See of Canterbury. But Wigerd died unexpectedly in Rome. Following Wigerd's death, Pope Vitalian chose Theodore upon the recommendation of Hadrian. Hadrian was Pope Vitalian's first choice for archbishop, but he refused the position and recommended Theodore instead. Theodore was consecrated Archbishop of Canterbury in Rome on March 26, 668, and left for England accompanied by Hadrian. They arrived at Canterbury on May 27, 669. Although now almost 70 years old, Theodore energetically toured throughout England, surveying the English church and consecrating bishops to sees that had been vacant for some time. In 672, Theodore called the Synod of Hertford to institute reforms concerning the proper celebration of Easter, episcopal authority, itinerant monks, the regular convening of subsequent synods, marriage and prohibitions of consanguinity, and other issues. He also proposed dividing the large diocese of Northumbria into smaller ones, a policy which brought him into conflict with Bishop Wilfrid, whom Theodore himself had appointed to the See of York. Theodore deposed and expelled Wilfrid in 678, then divided his diocese in the aftermath. His conflict with Wilfrid was not finally settled until 686 or 687. In 679, Elfwine, the brother of King Egfrith of Northumbria, was killed in battle against the Mercians. Theodore intervened in the dispute and prevented the escalation of the war, and established peace between the two kingdoms, a peace in which King Athelred of Mercia paid Weregild compensation for Elwine's death. Theodore and Hadrian established a school in Canterbury that trained Christians from both the Celtic and Roman traditions, doing much to unite the two groups, and established a golden age of Anglo-Saxon scholarship. Hadrian, who had become known more familiarly as Adrian, headed the school. In addition to instruction in the Holy Scriptures, the course of instruction for the student included poetry, astronomy, and the calculation of the ecclesiastical calendar. Theodore took an active part in the school, teaching sacred music, introducing various texts, knowledge of Eastern saints, and may even have been responsible for the introduction of the Litany of the Saints, a major liturgical innovation into the West. Some of his thought is accessible in the biblical commentaries, notes compiled by his students at the Canterbury School. Of immense interest in the text recently attributed to him, called Laterculius Mallalanius, overlooked for many years, this book was rediscovered in the 1990s and has since been shown to contain numerous interesting elements reflecting Theodore's trans-Mediterranean formation. Theodore died in 690 at the age of 88, having held the archbishopric for 22 years. He was buried in Canterbury at St. Peter's Church in what came to be called St. Augustine's Abbey. O Holy Father Theodore of Tarsus, pray to God for us.
Amen.
Amen.
God bless you all for being here this evening. We will have our parish council meeting after we have a little bit of fellowship. We'll bring a table in here and we'll convene our third parish council meeting. This weekend, services regular time. We have Vespers on Saturday at 6 o'clock and Divine Liturgy Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Hours of also next Monday, for anybody who's interested, Bishop Neophytos from Kenya will be at St. Peter's giving a public lecture. I don't remember what time, but it's on Facebook. It's like 6 or 7. You can look it up on Facebook. If you look on St. Peter's page, the event is there, but I'll announce it again Saturday and Sunday with the time. But if you're interested,
What day is it?
Monday.
Monday.
Yeah, it's Monday the 23rd, I believe. So, but I'll give more details this weekend.